Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a more personal kind of video. I wanted to do this video just because I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this before, and I know that I have it, so I thought maybe for those of you who are feeling this way, just know that you're not alone, and maybe you can relate to some of the symptoms and then you kind of know what it is. I just want to preface this video by saying I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I don't know anything about this stuff, but I have had a lot of experiences, and so I just want to share that with you. So the video is going to be titled something like my eating anxiety, something like that, or about my eating anxiety, I don't know yet. So when I was in high school, around, I think I was around 14 or 15, I developed an eating disorder, and it wasn't because of bullying. At least I don't think it was anything to do with bullying. It was more just because I felt like I wasn't pretty, and it was something that I could have like over other people. Like I was the skinny one, and yeah, I didn't feel like I was pretty, so I thought if I can't be pretty, I can be skinny. So it was something, I don't know. I always felt like the oddball. I was always quiet. I never talked to anybody. I had really hard relationships in high school. I feel like I had a lot of friends that stabbed me in the back or mistreated me, and I just had a really hard time keeping friends because they all were immature and they were just mean to me. So I think it was in grade, I don't really know because it was like such a slow thing that kind of just took over my life. I think it was in like grade 10, grade 11, probably started in grade 10, that I started really controlling what I was eating. And I don't want this video to be like an eating disorder video because that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to tell you how I got this issue I have now still. So yeah, so I wouldn't really eat. I would eat just dinner, and I would have like the smallest dinner ever. Like, oh, my eating disorder was anorexia, by the way, so I didn't eat. I wasn't really I was afraid of throwing up. Like, I got anxiety about throwing up, so I couldn't really be bulimic because that wasn't really something I could do. But eating was one of those things that I could control, and I was like okay with it, if that makes any sense. Like, I wasn't like in love with food like I am now. Before, it was like I didn't really care. I didn't really have that much money to go and buy takeout and stuff, so I wasn't really interested in food, and we really didn't have tons of food at my house, especially food that I liked. It was more like my mom would always have vegetables and fruit and stuff, so it was not like I had like lots of junk food I could just pig out on. So yeah, I could avoid food really well. So at school, I would go to school, and lunchtime I would come around. I'd go get like an energy drink or candy or something like that, or gum, and then lunch would happen probably once every week or every 2 weeks. I would eat lunch, and I would have like fries or something, but I would not eat very often. And if you know me and you went to high school with me, you're probably like thinking in your head, no, I saw her eat before, but think about how often it was. It certainly wasn't every day. So definitely not making this up for attention or anything like that, because it really grosses me out thinking about it. But anyways, so I did that for all of high school. I didn't eat. I was literally like 100 pounds, and now that I'm eating regular, I can see that my body wasn't meant to be that skinny. So it's scary like looking at pictures of myself back then, because I was so skinny that it was like, oh my god. And people would tell me, you look like a rack of bones, you're so skinny, you skinny bitch, you're like a skeleton. And yeah, so anyways, so I did that for about four plus years of that eating disorder. And once high school was over, I didn't have eating anxiety in high school. Not really. I did a little bit when I would go like a few days without eating very much, and my anxiety was a lot stronger. So I would have eating anxiety, but and I will explain what eating anxiety is in a minute, so don't worry about that. But yeah, I would get it, but not as extreme as later in life. So once I graduated high school and everything, I was home all the time, and I didn't have a car. I had a job, but it wasn't like a good job, and I didn't have that much money, so I couldn't go out and get takeout or anything like that. So I was safe in my little bubble with no food. So I would starve myself. And yeah, I did that for a long time. And then when I started dating my boyfriend, I started to realize that I don't need to do this anymore, I guess. And I just pretty much broke down, and because of not eating for so long, I started to develop really bad stomach pains, and I felt sick all the time. Like, I felt horrible all the time. So I kind of decided, you know what, I'm gonna try to start eating now. I'm an adult. I want to have a body that looks like a woman, not like a 12-year-old boy. And yeah, so I decided I was going to start eating, which thinking about it scares me because I was so skinny, and like, of course everybody wants to be skinny. Like, why wouldn't you want to be skinny? And I was skinny, and I could have decided to not eat like up to now, but I don't know, I wanted to be healthy and I wanted to feel good, and I felt like if I started eating, it would be a good thing, which it was. It totally was. But once I did start eating, I started to develop really bad social anxiety and eating anxiety. And pretty much what eating anxiety, it's not like a term. If you Google eating anxiety, I don't think anything will pop up. It's just what I call it. It's the best way I can describe it. And excuse me, and eating anxiety for me is when you go out, it's more of a public thing. Like, I can sit down and eat by myself and feel totally fine. I can eat, sometimes I'll feel gross about it, but most of the time I will be okay. I'll be like, no, I'm eating, nobody can see me, it's not a big deal. But it's more when you go out into public or you're eating in front of somebody that I would get really, really bad anxiety, and I wouldn't be able to eat in restaurants. I wouldn't be able to eat in front of my friends. I could eat in front of my family because they're my family. I don't know. It was just the way I felt. I could eat in front of them. But in front of like my boyfriend, I couldn't eat. Or, I mean, I started to get really good about that with just my boyfriend, with eating in front of him. But like, if he was like, hey, let's go out to a restaurant, no, like, that was not gonna happen. So I just want to like do an example of like what would happen. So let's say I went out to a restaurant with my boyfriend. I would feel really, really sick. I would be sweating, and I would not, like, I would lose all my appetite altogether. I would not be able to eat, mostly because I felt sick. And then I would feel like everybody was staring at me when I would eat. And that was the hardest thing for me to get over, was me realizing that everybody eats, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I felt like when I would eat, I would look like a pig, and I would look disgusting, and it would just, I don't know, people would look at me different if they saw me eating, if that makes sense. I don't know. But it would really, really give me anxiety, and I wouldn't be able to go out and eat because I would just have a panic attack every time and cry, and I wouldn't be able to go out to eat. So it was really, really bad for a long time, and my boyfriend's totally used to it now. Like, he'll, do you want to get takeout, or do you want to eat here? Whatever you feel comfortable with, which, I mean, I really like. But before, he didn't understand, and he would try to surprise me and take me out to dinner, and it would give me a full-blown panic attack, and it was horrible. So anyways, so I still unfortunately do struggle with this. It's a lot better now. It's not as bad. I feel like it's just me overcoming the fact that it's okay that I'm eating, and it's not gross, it's normal. Sometimes I will still get that anxiety, especially if I already have anxiety that day, then eating is just going to make it so much worse, especially eating in public. So I try to avoid situations like that, but I have definitely gotten a lot better, and I'm proud of myself for getting over that myself. Just like everything else I've gotten over myself. If you guys do want to see like a separate video, like a more in-depth video about anything I'm talking about, just comment below and let me know if you want me to tell you a story or something. But yeah, that is my eating anxiety. I still have it. I still live with it. And I really want to hear you guys. If you guys have something like this, I want to hear about it, because anything that could help me, or if anything that I could tell you that would help you, I definitely want to help, because I struggled with such anxiety for so many years that I literally couldn't leave the house at one point. I got out of it myself, and not a lot of times does that happen. A lot of times you have to go see somebody or talk to somebody, and I kind of like fixed myself, if that makes any sense. I used to have such bad anxiety that I couldn't leave the house, I couldn't do anything, and it was because of a lot of traumatic things happened to me that affected me and made me not trust people, and my eating as well, and just feeling like I was gross, so I couldn't leave the house, which was really sad. But yeah, I kind of just told myself one day, like, I want to be happy and I want to get over this, and I can't live my life like this anymore. Like, it's either I'm gonna fix myself or I'm going to kill myself, because it was that bad that I just didn't want to do it anymore. Like, it was exhausting living my life like that. Everybody getting mad at me and telling me, you need to go do this, you need to go do this. You can't just stay at home all the time. You need to go, I had a job, but you need to go get a real job or go to school or something. And it was like I was totally paralyzed by my anxiety, and I couldn't do anything about it. So it really sucked. But I'm so glad that I have fixed myself. I'm still not perfect. I still have those days where I feel like I have really bad anxiety. I feel really anxious, or I'm just worried about stuff, or I have eating anxiety where I don't want to eat anything, stuff like that. But I kind of have these little tricks that I can fix it and help myself. So yeah, if you guys want to see any more videos about this topic, just let me know in the down bar, and I'll try to answer I'll try to answer whatever questions you have. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye guys.